अनिरुद्ध जी, आपको लगता है कि जो लीडरशिप चेंज हुआ था ये पहले कर देना चाहिए था? खट्टर जी का लिंगर ऑन करना बीजेपी को नुकसान हो गया, और जो नायब सैनी जी उनको इतना वक्त नहीं मिला कि ऑर्गेनाइज कर पाए पार्टी को।
नहीं, ये बड़ा हाइपोथेटिकल क्वेश्चन है कि किसी को हटाना। अगर कोई पर्सन होता कहीं भी काम करता है तो उसको डिफरेंट डिफरेंट एक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी उनको दी जाती है कि भाई ठीक है, आपको ये पोजीशन दिया जाएगा, आपको ये पोजीशन दिया जाएगा। अब क्योंकि बीजेपी को समझना चाहिए, बीजेपी एक कैडर बेस्ड लीडर बेस्ड पार्टी है। एक एक पर्सनल बेस्ड पार्टी नहीं है कि ये गांधी परिवार चला रहे हैं, ये चौटाला परिवार चला रहा है, या ये अखिलेश यादव चला रहे। एक कैडर, उसमें अगर कोई सीएम होगा, कल को अध्यक्ष बन सकता है, कल को कुछ और बन सकता है। तो ये नहीं कहा जा सकता है कि सिर्फ इसलिए इनको हटाया गया कि प्रो इनकम्बेंसी थी या एंटी इनकम्बेंसी थी। ऐसा कोई इश्यूज नहीं होते हैं। क्योंकि वोटर जब वोट करने जाता है तो कई चीजों का वो जब देखता है कि हिमाचल प्रदेश में उस पे टॉयलेट पे टैक्स लगता है, जब वो उसके मन में ये बातें आती हैं, उसके बाद में कई चीजें होती। क्योंकि जब डेवलपमेंट, ऑल इंक्लूसिव ग्रोथ क्या है? कल्चरल डेवलपमेंट, नेशनल सिक्योरिटी, और जो डेवलपमेंट है उसमें स्केल, स्पीड, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, ये सारी चीजें जब होती हैं तो लोग उस पे ये मानसिकता, ठीक है, ये तो वही मैं कह रहा हूं कि एग्जिट पोल है, इस पे क्वेश्चंस करना अभी ठीक नहीं है। जिन लोगों ने मेहनत किया है, जाहिर सी बात है कि उनको नमस्कार
नहीं, आप क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं। दिस इज अ डेमोक्रेटिक कॉन्वर्सेशन। यू कैन ऑलवेज, वी कैन ऑलवेज एग्री टू डिसएग्री। यू कैन ऑलवेज से दैट आई डोंट लाइक दीस पोल्स, यू नो, आई विल रिस्पेक्ट यू। I mean, you can always say that, Brijesh. I'm asking you, why do you think these polls have come out like this, one-sided?
I think, they're reflecting the sentiment on the ground. I'm also not a big advocate of, pollsters getting poll always right. I remember when I was in, covering West Bengal elections, and I was also taken to task by few of the politicians I was trying to interview, and they said, like, you have no idea what the figures are going to be. When the figures came, it was absolutely opposite. Mamata Banerjee won. So the figure was absolutely opposite of what many people were saying. See, the fact is, then that time also one of the most credible pollster showed up a similar figures for both Mamata Banerjee as well as the Bharatiya Janata Party. I think, the same pollster, when it started doing it, he was far more audacious, because I think he reflected the real sentiment on the ground, where the figures were outrageous, but they were true. So I think, once you allow pressure to come in, once you allow this mentality to tweak in a bit to get out of it, I think it's a very sad reflection also on the people who do otherwise a very fabulous job of how this should have been done. I mean, numbers are great going, but provided you are being honest with your vocation. I think in the last 10-15 years, we have seen 10 years at least, we have seen that people have started tweaking in figures, and that is where, the credibility of a few of the pollsters have taken a massive hitting. And I don't deny, what Mr. Anirudh is saying. I completely agree with him that there was a time when, we're absolute sure that BJP is losing Chhattisgarh, we're absolutely sure that BJP is losing Madhya Pradesh.
In your opinion, which factor worked against BJP, Brijesh? You cover the party. Did Agnipath go against them? Did farmers go against them? Or did optics on the wrestlers work against them?
All of this and more. All of this and more. And the reason why I say this is that because if you look at the fact that, that the Prime Minister has come up with certain slogans which have caught the imagination of the people. And one of the slogans which has found a great resonance with 50% of the population was Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. And I mean, the kind of the yalgar which the Prime Minister had for this particular slogan was there for see. And the way the entire, the wrestlers controversy, the sexual harassment and all controversy was handled out, the visuals on the ground where, all these Olympians, they were threatening to throw the Agniveers and all, it looked like, that the BJP, the image which came out was that the BJP cared two hoots about it. It's like, I know for sure I will win, so I don't care what you think and what you feel on the ground. And I think one of the key turning point was also Paris Olympics, when, people saw Vinita Fogart, sitting on the ground crying within a kissing distance of winning gold medal, debunking all her detractors, saying that she's a spent force, just trying to muscle in.
This is something which I would discuss at the top of the 8, but just to give a primer to our viewers, because we'll be doing poll of polls at 8. Do you think these polls will have impact on Jharkhand and Maharashtra?
I don't really think so. The final result, yes, not these polls. So I would like to put that caveat.
Will the results have any impact? Generally, Assembly results don't have impact on
I'll
states.
tell you what. How does it impact? It may not impact the voter per se, because the voter will be determined largely by the local factors.
Correct.
It does cast a shadow either way, good or bad, on the cadres, on the party cadres.